Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. We're here on this special day for another episode of the Dad and Buried Show. My name's Mike. It's my man Pete, and we're going to talk about the special day that it is for all of us.
Valentine's Day, the IBS of holidays.
All right. As much as I don't want to hear it, I'm going to need an explanation of that.
Oh, we're all going to hear about it. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. But before we get started, I want to remind everybody you can find Dad and Buried on Patreon. Obviously, we need your help to continue doing this. If you want to submit money and tell us to stop doing this, we will take the money for that as well. We'll just see what happens. You can find us on YouTube where you can subscribe. We need your likes and comments. And coming very soon, we'll be on all the streaming podcasts. I don't know the technology. TikTok? We've done
Yeah,
TikTok?
we'll be on TikTok.
We'll be on
so
TikTok.
coming soon.
So you may have heard at the top that for some reason Pete refers to Valentine's Day, a very special day to me and my wife, Mom and Buried, as the IBS of holidays. Now,
right.
Before we get into that, I know some who struggle with IBS, and I think the flip way in which you refer to it is insulting and offensive to a lot of our less than able. You know what it is? What is that called? When somebody is you're an ableist for someone who has a regular free-flowing bowel system.
Well, yes. And specifically for those people, well, it's like I said, it's the IBS of holidays.
Yes, I heard
So
you.
that basically
Unfortunately.
means that it is Valentine's Day is both. Let's be real. It's irritating.
It's bowels.
It's a syndrome. It comes every year, and
Is that the definition of
I
a syndrome?
hate it from the depths of my bowels.
Fine.
So
I'll allow
it
it.
is very much like the IBS of holidays. I mean, nobody needs or wants Valentine's Day in any way,
All right. Well,
shape,
what's worse?
or form.
What's worse, having Valentine's Day /IBS or discussing Valentine's Day /IBS? Because I don't want to hear any more about IBS.
I think
Neither do any of our
I think we're good, but
listeners.
I think we're set that when we
You
think
dislike
of
it.
Valentine's Day, think of those poor people who also have IBS and just realize what a pain it is.
Well, you know
for
what?
everybody. It's our sharing. It's our collective.
It's not easy. Look, let me
I'd
tell
rather
you.
have it called IBS Day.
Somebody
and
with
have us-
IBS is
you know.
is probably not celebrating Valentine's Day because guess what?
Yeah.
They're fucking single. No offense. Just kidding. I have
That was
IBS.
well played.
I've been
No.
married for 11 years.
Yeah.
You remember?
No.
I think 11 years of this. Nope, 12 this.
I don't think
This Valentine's Day is off to a rocking
Yeah,
start.
I
I
don't think
don't
anybody-
remember when I got married.
Right. Well, I
Was that-
I found something out recently about myself.
What? Is this you admitting you have IBS?
No, it's
Wow,
not.
that would've
This is-
actually really-
we're moving on here. I'm actually this. You know, we had this cold snap a little while ago, and I found something really.
It's called February, my man.
Well, it was a couple weeks ago, and basically I found out something that my wife has long suspected and probably known, but I basically realized that I'm a moron.
Well, it's not only
Yeah.
your wife that has suspected this.
I'm pretty sure it was just her.
I think it was pretty much
Sure.
everybody.
Really?
I don't know.
Not my
Nate?
kids though.
What do you think?
He's a moron.
Thank you.
All right. So
You're not your kids. You're fooling yourself.
Oh my god. So so when the cold snap happened, listen to this. So wearing long underwear.
Was it the same color of the beautiful pink sweater you're
No,
wearing this
no,
evening
It was much
in
lighter
honor
pink.
of Valentine's Day?
So it was -10. So long underwear was definitely called for here, and I know some people are rolling their eyes because
Here?
Yeah, in the New York metro.
Were you
area.
going outside or were you just hanging around your apartment?
I was going outside
Okay. For what?
to walk around to go from one.
There's
place
your
to the
first
other.
mistake.
Yeah, that was that
Going
was
somewhere. I remember.
Um,
So you're talking like an MLK weekend when it was
Yeah.
unbelievably frigid.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
just absolutely frigid. I mean, it was we were in New York. We got, I guess you could say, we got the best of it because it wasn't -35. It was
Yeah, well.
-10. So that wasn't as bad, but it was frigid.
Yes, I remember. It was cool.
So as you know, that I like
I'll
to wear.
stipulate.
Yeah, okay. And I wear skinny jeans.
As I
and,
recall.
Yeah,
As
you know,
everyone recalls.
they're form fitting. I mean, these things are tight.
Enough.
Just think painted. They're painted on. My jeans are painted on.
This is more repulsive than the IBS conversation.
I don't think so. Just this is so.
This goes back to you being a moron.
It does, obviously. So I'm got my long underwear on, and I'm getting ready to leave my apartment and go out and meet that frigid cold air. And as I go, I'm sitting on my steps, and I'm inside my apartment, obviously, and I'm pulling my socks on to get my shoes on.
This is fucking minute by minute.
This is the best. This is radio. This is gold. This is gold.
Which foot did you put the sock on first?
My left foot, of course.
Wow,
Come
Daniel
on.
Day-Lewis.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we get it.
The
We get
world's
it.
greatest living actor. It's
Okay.
a real shame he retired.
So, socks go on, jeans go down.
Jeans go down.
Yeah, so my jeans are now around my ankle. My shoes are on. Stand up. Guess where my long underwear have made it? Above my calf.
Dude, this is one of the worst stories I've ever heard in my life. They've jimmied up.
They're around the top of my calf, and I'm so here's what happens. And I'm standing there, and I look down, and I realize that I have to get them down.
Please
So-
don't say what I think you're gonna say.
So I go up through my leg hole to try and get the material. I'm there for 15 minutes.
What the fuck does this have to do with Valentine's Day?
I'm telling you that this is what the way it has to do is because my lovely wife has really won the lottery because she's married a moron.
Oh my God.
Do you know how I fixed it? I have 15 minutes. I sat there trying to
couldn't
figure
figure
out
out how to get your-
Do you know what I did?
No, I don't.
I had to take my pants off. I had to take my pants off
Wow, guys.
and fix it. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that a person could do something like that. And,
I can't believe a
now-
person could do something like this.
Yeah.
That was excruciating.
Nah, it was fine.
Your jeans were down.
Yeah.
Your socks were going
Exactly.
on. This is fucking.
This is it. So I'm sorry. This moron's taken.
Guys,
This
I told you
Valentine's
that
Day.
you were gonna learn more about the mystery man Pete.
This Valentine's Day.
I should have apologized in
Yeah.
advance.
Yeah. Well, that's just how it is, right?
You know what though? It's Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, Pete.
You know what I mean?
You know?
I appreciate you. Look, at least I wore the appropriate attire today.
What, pink?
Yeah, it's more of a green.
Well, I'm colorblind, so I can't
No,
tell
I
the
can
difference between
obviously-
some of that.
Yeah.
Do you like? I'm wearing a nice pink.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm assuming
Sweater.
you thought you were
Yeah.
putting on today, instead of your St. Patty's Day attire.
Oh, give me a break. Is this?
Yeah.
Whatever, man.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
wear.
cool.
I guess I can wear this on St. Patrick's Day then.
There you go.
I'll be fucking face down in an alley somewhere.
So what is it about this wonderful holiday that you love so much that draws you
No,
so
no, no,
much
no,
to
no.
it?
I
And by the
do
way-
not love Valentine's Day. I just
really? You
don't
said you did.
refer to it as, uncomfortable bowel movements.
Okay.
Right?
I think you probably should.
I'm sorry, irritable
Well, it
bowel
is
syndrome.
how there's no
This is
other holiday.
so off the rails.
There's no holiday that's more irritating than Valentine's Day.
Well, you know what?
Is
That's
there?
interesting. New Year's Eve.
Nope. New Year's Eve can be fun.
Well, here's the big problem with Valentine's Day.
There's no
hold
fun
on.
you're gonna have on Valentine's Day.
Not 100%
in
true.
Any capacity.
Not 100% true. I like chocolate.
Okay, so just it's
But
a
this is the
Tuesday.
problem.
Go buy some chocolate.
That's
But
fine. Listen,
don't
this
need
is
a
the
day
problem.
for that.
Valentine's Day is for the lovers in the world, right? Except mostly only women get celebrated or get candy and flowers. What do I get? Although Mama Buried has done some nice. Look, generally, not
Okay.
my wife. She got me a
Okay.
bottle of whiskey once.
Okay.
A couple years ago, maybe something
Wow.
else. So like to her credit,
Well-
nobody loves holidays more than this chick. But Valentine's Day isn't high on her list. These obligatory ones, big Hallmark, big chocolate, not necessarily her thing. But
chocolate.
she likes to note them, right? So let's have. So that means basically I have to get a card, but I can't just get a card. I have to write a little heartfelt note. Although we've been married either 10 or 11 or
You just sign it
12
now.
years. Well, I sign it, and this is the ultimate move because this is something that I don't know if it's her parents that do it. It might be my aunt or something. You get one of those heartfelt Hallmark cards that has bullshit cursive.
Yeah.
inspirational shit or whatever and underline certain
I think I
words,
still love you.
double words,
Yeah.
my beautiful son, underline that
Yeah.
twice, just to know, it's not completely, off the shelf.
Right.
I've underlined some keywords and phrases that I think particularly apply to
Oh.
our relationship. But I don't
And-
really, I think it's really funny.
Yeah.
And in fact, that might be what I do this year.
It's just underline some.
Underline some shit. It'll
Are
be,
you-
that
are
will
you
be the
gonna-
joke.
I feel at this stage we're
Well,
at least
it
in my
is.
relationship is we're past the
Yeah,
Valentine's.
you're
We're
roommates
through
now.
it. Yeah.
You're roommates. There's
just show
nothing
up.
romantic.
We high five.
So last year, last year, my wife and Detective Munch collaborated on like a heart-shaped pizza.
Okay.
I believe it was inedible, but
Yeah.
cute. It was cute. And one of our best Valentine's days was right after Detective Munch was born, or like 5 months. And she got me a bucket of KFC, which is something I have maybe like once a year, and I really, really crave it. And then I eat it, and I'm like, I don't want to have that again for
Right.
at least a year, maybe ever.
Right.
But it's the kind of thing. It's like you really crave it, even though it's garbage. Then you eat it, and you're like,
Yep.
She got that for me. I got her a bottle of champagne, and we just sat around. Right. We've never really felt the pressure to have to go out on a night like that, but we do try to note it. But then you get the shit where you get her the flowers, and then she wonders why you can't get her flowers on like a random Tuesday. Right?
Oh, I know. The
You
whole
know?
it just there's too many
So
questions.
does that mean I
being
shouldn't
asked.
have gotten you the flowers on Valentine's Day? Would that
Yeah.
would that have been better? Skip that and then get them on like Saturday? No, you'd be so pissed off that you didn't get them on the previous day, Thursday.
I heard a commercial on the radio actually about someone. The announcer was saying, "Make sure the flowers don't come from a gas station."
Oh my god!
And
It's
I just-
called the bodega, not a
No,
gas station.
Yeah,
my
first
friend.
of all, it's like,
That's where I
where
get
are you
mine.
supposed to get flowers from?
Well,
Is there
then-
another place to get flowers from?
Well, you either get them delivered or you got to get off
Get
the
'em
train.
delivered.
First of all, I'm not getting off the train at a different stop to get flowers and then getting back on. I'm just going to my corner bodega if I haven't gotten them yet. But
Right.
usually you got to get them delivered. But look, here's the thing.
Delivered. Wow.
Yeah, like FTD, 1-800-Flowers.
1-800.
Those are the ones. One.
That person
Yeah.
hates
Yeah.
FTD.
It's like Nelson.
By the way, we're recording about 25 feet away from a huge interstate, so
Well, you know what? That's why we need some Patreon help so we can get it inside somewhere.
yeah.
So here's the thing about Valentine's Day. Nobody likes it.
No,
Even the people that like it don't like it.
it's just so
Nate,
awful.
you like Valentine's Day? No. Single people fucking hate it. Yeah. For married people, it's a nonsense obligation.
You have to get a sitter.
You don't have to. Nobody's.
Sometimes you
No married person is, and certainly no parent worth their salt is getting a sitter to go out on Valentine's Day. Go out Friday night.
do. Yeah.
Go out. Or it's not like it always falls on a Thursday. Go out the night after. Go out the weekend after. Right?
Right.
It's stupid.
I hate it.
So here's my biggest problem with it. And I wrote about this a few years ago on dadandburied.com. Why is Valentine's Day a part of the curriculum in like elementary school, right? So my kid has Valentine's Day, and every year Mama Berry goes to the store and buys them a 23-pack of Valentines based on Star Wars or Blue's Clues. That's what the Hammer's been
weird-
watching
okay.
recently.
Yeah, it's a weird
I couldn't
mix.
think.
Okay.
Paw Patrol.
Yep.
It's a pack of like 24, even though there are 27 kids in the class. So you have to buy 2 fucking packs and then waste the next fucking 20. They're like $2 packs, but still, it's the principalities. And then every kid in the class has to get them, and maybe there's some candy. Although usually there's a parent who emails everybody and says, "Please don't give candy. I don't like when my kid comes home with candy. It's not good
Right.
for him." And then the other parents are like, "Shut the fuck up. Just don't. He doesn't have to eat it."
Right.
You know, let's not exclude all the other kids from candy. What I'm saying is, why are we introducing these children to Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
Right? It's a romantic holiday, which they don't know the furthest thing about romantic love. They're like me. It does not
Right.
compute.
It doesn't
right?
work. Yeah.
You know?
You don't know.
And it's just, again, like I said, big Hallmark and big chocolate.
It's
It's just
big chocolate.
introducing
It's
these
big
guys. Hey,
chocolate.
you have an obligation to buy some shit for everybody in your class just because it's February 14th.
Right.
Is that the day?
I think so.
February 14th.
There's no way to actually tell. But, you know, what's interesting is I just realized is Big Chocolate has 2 Super Bowls.
What's the other one?
Halloween.
Oh, Halloween.
And
You know what?
Valentine's
And
Day.
Easter is a pretty big
Oh my
chocolate
God,
day.
You're right.
Yeah.
They have
And you know what else
3
is a big chocolate day? Every other fucking day of the week. Why does big chocolate need specific holidays? Everybody likes chocolate. You know who doesn't like chocolate? My fucking wife. She
Really?
doesn't like chocolate. She doesn't like animals.
What is?
She's a fucking
oh my
sociopath,
gosh.
I think. Which
Well,
that may be why I was attracted to her in the first place.
Yeah. Well, thankfully, she has. She really hit the lottery with
She
you.
did.
Yeah,
You know what?
yeah, you're
I'm
the best.
empathic. I'm compassionate, and I'm accepting. That's all you need,
Yeah.
right?
Is it?
I am colorblind, which is a little bit of
which is a huge
a
embarrassment
demerit.
to everybody.
You know, it's a con. Pros and cons.
So
I'll never be I'll never be an astronaut
yeah, I think
or a fighter pilot.
I think we all figured that one out.
You know
from
what?
the
You
first-
don't have to be hurtful. It's Valentine's Day.
I feel like I kind of do. I feel like it's time. I
It's
feel
time
like
now.
I feel like it's time to take the light and the
All right,
positivity.
well, you know what?
And focus it
Did
on
you wanna f-
Valentine's Day.
we
No,
should
no,
f-
focus it on Valentine's Day. We need
Okay,
to
fine.
eradicate this. The one thing
Squash it.
the kids though the schools have changed it from Valentine's Day to Friendship Day.
Not in my school. I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Well,
What?
in my school, I'm getting Friendship Day.
Friendship Day.
Yep, the
And you
flyers-
but you still have to give a friendship
give, like,
card
a
to every single
friendship
kid in the
card,
class.
yep.
Because when we were kids, you would create your own little chest, some fucking cardboard and glue monstrosity, and design it, and people would be able to slot in. But it was
Oh, your
anonymous
actual
a lot of
cards, yeah.
times, and you did not have to give one to everybody. You would like go up and you would like give the kids you wanted to give
and
to.
then there would be two people that had two, and then be other people that had a lot.
Well, yeah, exactly. There would be like a couple of kids who got none. Like I think that's even a plot of one of that Simpsons episode, right? I choose you. I think the whole thing is Ralph doesn't get any Valentines,
Right.
and Lisa feels bad for him, right? Because that's how it used to be done. But
Yep.
now, in the spirit of inclusivity and everybody's special, which I don't super have a problem with that. I'm not going to get angry. Kids get participation trophies, whatever.
Right.
I just think for Valentine's Day, it's stupid, especially if you're like. If you're scoping a hottie in the other row, like she's never gonna know. She's just gonna think it's an obligation.
Why don't you like pump up your gift to her? Like give her
Wow,
a
again.
little note.
Add a little something extra.
Yeah.
I like P.S. I'm horny, like in Billy Madison.
P.S. What's horny?
Yeah, exactly. These are third graders. I'm not looking forward to that conversation. That's
candy flavored condom.
oh my god. See, I did a list. It's funny. I did a list once how to get your kids involved in Valentine's Day on my blog, and I was looking at it again today and looking at some of the comments. Somebody was just like, "This is creepy." Like I did like. The first one was like make heart-shaped pancakes, and somebody even commented. He goes, "I like how the first one was a thing, like a real thing, as if this list was going to be legit, and then the rest are just fucking weirdo, just borderline disturbing, like jokes about like sexualizing Valentine's Day when it's involved with your kid. This is going even more off the rails than the IBS thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was the list was obviously meant to be very satirical, but the point is. Are we like do you give your kids Valentines? Like you don't do that, right?
No, I don't give my kids Valentines.
Do you show your kids any affection at all?
Yeah, I provide food on the table. For
Oh,
them,
you're one
and
of
I
those dads.
say, there you go.
And you get the big
That's
piece
all
of
you
chicken?
love. Yeah. Oh, there you. Yeah.
That's love. The love is the roof over your head.
No.
You don't need
I
a-
give
you don't need a hug.
I love my kids and give them a big hug every day. But
Aw.
but on Valentine's Day, they can shove it. Yep.
Well, no. I mean, you still say you love your kids on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
You just don't say I love you, right?
Yeah. Well, this isn't. Yeah. We're
This is totally platonic.
Yeah.
Like that's what I said
yeah.
to my son this morning on the way to school. Happy Valentine's Day. I love you in a totally
Platonically,
platonic way. This
yeah.
is like I totally put him in the friend zone. I'm
Yeah,
like, bro,
just your friends on him. And
I
he's
like you,
Dad,
but I
want a
don't
hug."
like you
You're
like you, you know?
"Ew,
Yeah.
Get off me,
Yeah,
buddy."
exactly. I don't want people to get the wrong
Yeah,
idea.
you're at the bus stop. Your
That's
kids trying to give you a
uncomfortable
hug,
for you.
and you're
Yeah,
like,
it's
"Come on,
the
come
straight
on,
arm.
just take it easy." Okay, I get
Back
it.
off,
I get
Junior.
It. I get it. We're attached.
Yeah, I get it. Just say it to me.
take
Just
it
say
easy. Say it with
give me
a
a head
nod.
nod. Yeah, there you go.
Seems
There
like
you
we
go.
are
Look
on
at
the
that
same
synergy.
page. Look at this.
Synergy.
Will you be my Valentine?
So my mom
'Kay.
sends my my kids Valentine's Day cards.
Okay, that seems pretty normal.
Does it?
A grandma
Does it, Mom?
to grandkid Valentine's.
You nailed it. That is the relationship. Grandmother
that
to
seems
grandchild.
pretty normal.
It does. Nate,
My kids are getting.
You think that's
my kids
normal?
my kids are getting.
My mom, she's got 3 grandkids, not mine. and she'll take any opportunity to get
Yeah.
To
something
send them
to
some
her
shit and remind
Grand,
them of her
grandparents.
existence.
They're kind of like they send it. You know what they do is they're sending it to the grandkids. They're not sending it to you.
You know what they
obviously.
are? The chicken hawks.
No, they're sending it to their grandkids as like a hey grandkids, like remember me. I'm
Remember
still
me?
around.
Yeah.
Hey, and then
I'm
kinda
still
like
around.
F
Who knows
you
for how long?
to
To your
to
parents who
old-
don't
old-
give you this much affection. I'm
Exactly.
better than them, so you think it's a power play.
Yeah. Also, and then it's like a to you. You know, it's kind of in the
You
side.
step up your game.
Step up your
B,
game.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. How come I'm not Skyping every hour?
Oh my God, Skyping
Calm.
with kids, I would literally. God,
we
my
got,
blood
we got ourselves a
pressure is-
topic. We got ourselves a whole topic.
I don't even want to talk about it. I would rather talk
We
about
gotta- we-
IBS.
Well,
It is
we can do both.
literally the most infuriating and frustrating, except for almost every other activity you do with children. They're all tied for first for the most part.
They are. Let's not bring bath time into this. So what's the most romantic thing on Valentine's Day that you've?
I don't remember, man.
Yeah.
I remember the most romantic thing I ever did, but it was for Christmas. It wasn't for Valentine's
Well, that
Day.
sounds yeah. Well, we don't need to hear about that. then.
Okay, then no, it's a pretty good story. So back in the day,
Is it as good as my?
almost as good as IBS.
My- no,
or
no,
the
my-
trousers
my-
thing.
yeah,
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 the
that
long
story.
johns.
Yeah,
Okay.
where I had
Did
to
you
take
have
my pants off.
flapjacks after that?
God, what human being takes their pants off to solve a problem? Ugh.
I can't
Still
believe
with
we
me
got
on
back into this shit. So years ago, before social media was a thing, or Facebook, in like the early aughts of the 21st century, people would send email forwards with like lists and questions and games and shit like that. That you weren't playing the game. Instead of a chain letter, you would get this on email. And one of them, like the Chuck Norris thing went around with all those hilarious Chuck Norris jokes.
Yeah.
I can't remember a single one of them right now, but they were there. Some of them were very
Chuck Norris
funny.
doesn't do push-ups; he pushes the earth down.
I used to just almost have to like bite my fist to keep from laughing at my desk reading some of those. Anyway, so my wife, when we were first dating, still long distance, she answered one of those things that was like letting someone get to know you and then pass it along to like another childhood friend or whatever. And one of the questions was, what's like the one gift as a kid or Christmas gift as a kid you always wanted and never got? And then we were spending Christmas together, and I went out and bought that thing off of the email that like I had seen like 3 or 4 months earlier. I went out and bought that fucking thing. It was not worth anything. When she opened that thing, it was like, this is before we were married. It was before we moved in together.
It was when romance still.
It
had-
was the
yeah,
peak. It was
yeah,
the
yeah.
best gift I've ever given her.
Yeah.
Never topped it. Relationship has all been downhill from there, culminating in not one but 2 children.
Okay.
Who have to live in this house of horrors
Yes.
where I'm never good enough to get her the right gift. It was a sit and spin, by the way. I wrote about this on my blog. She always wanted a sit and spin when she was a kid, so I got her a fucking sit and spin,
Right.
which she could, obviously.
Yeah. You're doing the spinny motion, which is interesting.
Yeah, we're on
Yeah.
camera. You can see.
Yeah, but for people listening.
For people listening, that's
Yeah.
right. We're fucking worldwide, prestige worldwide.
What
What was the most romantic thing you ever did, and was it on Valentine's Day?
No, well, it definitely was not on Valentine's.
Because nobody
Day.
gives a shit
No one
about
gives a shit.
Valentine's
You
Day
know-
except my mom.
Yeah, and grandparents. I think grandparents and 14-year-old girls are really dialed into Valentine's.
14-year-old
Day.
girls.
I feel like that's really the zone.
You'll know in a few years.
I know. I'm not looking forward.
I'll
to
never
it.
know. I didn't know no 14-year-old girls had any interest
I
in
know.
me back then.
I know. I get it. But what I'm in. Let's hear what you
You're
guys
supposed
have
to give
say.
me your most romantic.
Oh, my most romantic. I don't remember what my most romantic thing is right
You know
now.
what?
That's not-
I think it was wearing this sweater.
It might be. I
Right.
think maybe that was it. And then doing this finger pistols as I left the house this morning.
I got her like I'll get her like little gifts that aren't necessarily super romantic gifts. Like I got her like
Yeah.
a makeup bag once, but I always will also get her either champagne
Yeah.
and or flowers.
Yeah.
But I get her champagne fucking twice a week, right?
I always do the thing where we usually go away for
Yeah,
some
okay,
time,
Mr. Moneybucks.
so, I don't know. Well, that's all I got.
That's the only bullet in your
In
weapon
my, in my arsenal.
is going on.
No,
a
no,
trip.
I've done.
Okay, but then does
she
that
wanted
count?
one-
Does
no,
that count?
one-
Does going on the trip alone count,
No,
or,
no.
or do you have to
No.
get on the trip and then you get into like a heart-shaped?
If we're
hot
going,
tub.
if we're going way back, I mean, this is way back. I mean, I got her. She was really interested in painting, so I got her art set, paint set, like a travel one, because she could draw, and it was really nice. And I think she did 2
Do
paintings.
your kids get
and then
you
just
gifts?
Immediately shut that down. What's that?
Do your kids get you gifts?
For Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
No. My kids don't know. Like,
They don't know what Valentine's Day
They don't-
is?
they know what Valentine's Day is.
I'm sorry,
but
Friendship Day.
they do know what Friendship Day is. They're actually hardcore friends with everybody.
You know what?
Yeah.
In 2020, I'm going to vote whoever allows us to say Happy Valentine's Day again instead of this Friendship Day bullshit.
I'm more into Friendship Day, I think, than Valentine's Day because, quite frankly, wouldn't it be better to celebrate like I appreciate you as opposed to
I already said that to you, so I guess I'm a bit of a pioneer.
That's great, but what would be better than I love you?
Is that better than I love you?
Well, you say that in a non-commercial big chocolate way. I feel like big chocolate's really
So you're saying
wormed
that
their
friendship
way in.
doesn't have like you know, I can't think of the word, like an industry associated with it. Maybe it should.
I don't
You
think
know what?
so. There we go. Big
Maybe
chocolate.
it should.
This is it. This is your time to shine.
I don't know that
Yeah.
chocolate needs to have anything to do with friendship. It'd be like getting each other a six pack.
Oh, beer.
Right?
That's what we need.
Beer
We need
is
a
the language of
holiday
friendship.
Where beer
It's
is,
called the Super Bowl.
I guess
It's called Thanksgiving.
and Super Bowl. But no,
called later
I want
on
to. I want to
tonight.
hear. I want to hear what you guys have to say. So, what do we got?
Okay, so I asked some of my listeners, some of my followers, and my readers, what they do for Valentine's Day with their families, and what is maybe like a good gift idea. So, someone said that they don't get each other anything. We just get the kiddo to bed so we can have adult time. That was Amy Iern. I can never pronounce anything. Amy Iern. We don't get each other anything. We just get the kiddo to bed so we can have adult time, which in a lot of ways you would expect adult time to mean the old
Yeah.
but I bet
romance.
you what she's actually saying is like watching
Argue about bills and stuff.
Yeah, no.
Did you pay our insurance?
No, I think it's
No,
about
I
like
thought you-
sitting
what the-
down
why are you-
to watch
why are you-
Abducted in Plain Sight or
Yeah.
something like that, right? Let's watch something that the kids can't
Yeah.
watch.
Let's watch something like
Or like
horribly
A Star
depressing.
is Born, which we discussed earlier, which
Yeah.
I saw that in the theater with my wife, and for some reason, even though it's the fourth version of it, she didn't know what happens, and she left the theater like looking like a drowned raccoon, just crying so much. Very romantic.
Boy, that romance.
Needless
is
to
a lot,
say,
yeah.
with her makeup smeared and her just in a total emotional mess, we did not have adult time when we got home that night.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what? Guess what? We saw a movie.
Yeah.
Well, let's retire to our separate bedrooms.
Yeah. Now let's just grant each other adieu, and we'll see each other in the
Exactly.
morning. High five,
Yeah.
and we'll do it all again tomorrow.
So-
when we wake up.
PG 08302, which is just a
That's a
rolls off the tongue.
that's a slam. And
Take the
handle.
kids and let her do whatever she wants, he suggests as a good gift. Which goes back to my point of why her? Why is Valentine's Day for her? Why don't I get to go and do whatever I want?
Yeah.
Right?
I guess.
Sexism.
It's everywhere.
Sexism.
So
Somebody actually said, and I think this is what they mean, CLJD said, celebrate her without her. Hotel room with room service alone, which is very harsh. It's kind of like, hey, I'm taking off. Happy Valentine's Day, honey. I'm heading to the hotel and getting some room
Well,
service
no,
by myself.
no, I think
You're thinking he's saying,
I think this person is probably
Saying she
the
should do
husband
that.
and
I know.
is-
but I was taking the opportunity due to the ambiguity of his statement
Yeah,
to
to
pretend
really-
it was about
to just
the man.
drive that joke home and nail it. Land
Well,
it.
I think it's bullshit. I do deserve some time alone,
yeah,
you know?
that's just not going to happen though.
I know.
You've invited this. You've opened Pandora's box, and now they're going to wake you up and
Her name, my wife's name's not Pandora, as you well know.
Well, but also now your life consists of co-pooping.
That's true. Co-pooping.
So
You know what? Happened again.
yeah. Oh God, just stop it.
Wow, man. I think like a couple of weeks in a row we've gone on these weird tangents about this stuff, and maybe that's just who we are. Maybe that's just what this thing is going to be.
That's just what this thing is. I think.
So somebody else suggested a vasectomy, which I'm down. I
Yeah.
appreciate. I'm down with that. I haven't done it.
Yeah.
Have you?
No. I
You
haven't
gonna?
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. Thinking about it.
I mean, I love it in theory. You know,
I kind of love it in theory, but also
no more kids.
Yeah.
I hear it's real simple and smooth. Snip, snap, snip, snap.
Yeah.
Right?
Big time. That's
Just get a bag of frozen peas.
Although you really have to time it around Valentine's Day. I
Do
feel
you?
like that's the
As for it to
Or
be a gift, you mean?
Friendship Day.
Friendship. What'd you get your wife for Friendship Day? A vasectomy?
Yes, I would like to introduce my friendship into your friendship and see how it goes.
Make sure no friendship
No
is
friendship-
transferred.
Yes.
because
Make
that's how
we'll
we get
keep
into
the
this
Yeah,
mess.
exactly. Let's keep this friendship between us.
See, so this woman flipped the script. Eliza Murrigan says, "As long as I remember, my hubby is impressed." So apparently, he is waiting to be celebrated.
I like it. I just imagine him sort of.
But I
in
mean,
a
if my
wingback
wife
chair.
wasn't going to remember when Valentine's Day was, guess what? We're not doing Valentine's Day. That's fucking
Mum's-
like I just
mum's
hit the
the
lotto.
word.
Yeah,
Mum's the word.
right.
Just
But then you got to
somehow.
get. You'd be nervous that whole day that someone else is going to tell her, and then even for days after,
Yeah, that
you'll
someone
be nervous.
probably that someone, or maybe that she'll look outside and see anything that says Valentine's
Chocolates
Day.
or teddy bears.
Yeah, exactly. Sure.
It's tough to avoid.
Sure
I'm going to
is.
do my best though. But they treat it like Bird Box and just wrap her up and so she can't see. You don't know what Bird Box is.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's okay. God, I don't know.
I had that to the show. You
It
lied.
just wasn't. It wasn't. It was. I didn't think it was that funny.
You're saying the joke wasn't funny, but you are affirming the fact that you have seen
Yeah,
Bird Box and are aware
yes,
of it.
yes, I am.
All right,
I
we'll
am.
add that to the ledger.
Okay, there
You
we
have to
go.
go back through these and get them all. All right, I'm gonna keep a list.
Mike thinks that I don't watch movies or participate in culture.
No. I didn't say you don't participate in culture. You're just
I'm
oblivious to much pop
oblivious
culture,
to pop culture.
modern pop culture. It's true.
Yeah.
Deny it.
Anything from like big band era on.
Yeah,
I'm a whiz.
Yeah. Well,
But
I
when
should
it
break
comes
out my
to,
I should break
uh,
out my clarinet for you sometime.
No,
You know what? I told
just
you I could do
break
the
it.
90210
Just go
theme.
ahead and break it.
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Oh my
Is
god.
that good? That show's coming back. Reviving it. You're running it
What
back.
is like Luke Perry playing his own.
Luke Perry's on
grandfather?
a different show. No, they're playing themselves. It's I don't know. It doesn't
Luke
make
Perry,
sense.
isn't that the guy?
He's on Riverdale. No, I'm not saying he was on a different show, but right now
Oh.
his availability
Oh, I
is
see.
questionable because he has a different gig.
That's where you put all that time and energy, huh?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, I can't remember what year my anniversary is
Oh,
or what year I got
man.
married, but I know
Mom and Barry
a
really
lot of shit
hit
about
that
90210.
lottery.
I just hope Muntz comes back. Everybody, if you know who Muntz is, you let me know. You got no idea. Look at this guy. He lived a joyless life.
Okay, I'm sure I did.
So there's a woman who agrees with me. Sharon Yolfson said, when I was in grade school, you weren't guaranteed a Valentine's card from your classmates. You had to earn it. Now I see the earning it opens up a whole
okay.
barrel of worms.
Looks like we got a
I think we need
firecracker
to. I don't
on
know.
our
We need to get
hands.
into how one earns Valentine's,
Come on.
the transactional nature of romance and love.
Yeah,
You know,
I don't know.
it's tricky stuff. Maybe
Although
for
I-
another. That's maybe for another episode.
Maybe for another
When
episode.
we're our three-part
Transactional
in our
or
three-part
transactional
in our
love?
three-part series on Big Chocolate.
Cool. And then can I get my story in about my long underwear in there somehow?
You need to get a sponsor.
Okay.
We'll make that an ad
My
spot.
God, could you imagine if the thing was ever sponsored? How much money we would make? Zero.
So here's the last one. The last one I want to read is from Haiti Rethis. She said, my 7-year-old daughter said, I'm going to make my Valentine love me, whether he likes it or not. Right?
That's really
Good for her.
adorable.
She's a go-getter.
I love it.
But
That's really sweet.
you know what? If it were Friendship Day, she would say, I'm going to make my Valentine like me.
That's
And
really,
that's
really
something
sweet.
maybe we should all be striving for.
Do you know? I was really proud of my daughter, my oldest daughter.
You need to
she's
come up
a-
nicknames for your kids. Like I have cool nicknames
I
for
know.
mine.
I don't have any. This oldest daughter.
come up with
She did the Ralph Choose You thing, and there was a kid in her class who was who's
Oh,
not.
and she like compassionately.
Yeah,
made
well,
sure he was
actually,
included.
her and a couple of her friends kind of got together and were like, "Hey, listen, you're cool. Don't worry about it." And they gave extra Valentine's. and
So the
That's cool.
school doesn't mandate that all kids have to get it,
stuff.
but they do want to call
the
it Friendship
class,
Day.
Yeah, the
What?
class.
Is it
Everybody
mixed
kind of
messages?
everybody gets it. I think the point is that they did the extra thing, and they kind of were like, "Hey, don't you're cool. We think you're cool.
Okay.
Don't worry
Was
about
that
it."
the point? You're just gonna kiss your daughter's ass on here?
Yeah, I'm
every
gonna
week
kiss
now.
my daughter's ass.
You know.
That's
All
what
right, well-
that's ultimately what I want to do.
You know what? I appreciate you,
Son of a bitch.
and I appreciate your daughter.
God damn it.
You know, happy Friendship
Ugh.
Day, my man.
What are we doing here?
Well-
All right, I think we come to the end.
Yeah, you can find us, and when Pete says here, you can find us on YouTube and
Yes.
other places.
Other places.
iTunes eventually, Stitcher,
Stitcher, all the podcasts.
Not
We're getting
TikTok.
out there, and then
Patreon, where you can go and
Patreon.
give us some money to either
Please.
cease and desist or encourage us.
we need your support. We literally, I don't know if we are literally like 400 feet away from the
From a
BQE,
highway, yeah. The
so-
BQE. I have a T-shirt that says BQE on it. And one time when I was visiting, I was in
Congratulations.
Italy.
Your
I was
wife
in
must be
Italy on
very
vacation,
proud.
and I was in a church, like looking up at the ceiling, and some other motherfucker was wearing the same shirt in Italy at the same time as me. He went to Brooklyn. What's it called? Brooklyn Outfitters, Brooklyn Industries.
Oh my God.
That was a great way to wrap it up after your trouser
great.
story.
Well, please let us know if you like what we're doing. The best way to do that is to like us on YouTube, please,
And comment.
Comment.
And
let
we
us
need
know.
your
What can we do
suggestions.
better? Yeah, we want to hear. We want to hear.
Yeah,
from
we
you
want to
guys.
hear your feedback. We got some great feedback
Topics.
on the
We
co-sleeping
need
and the
topics.
co-pooping. We
We
do
need
need
topics.
topics. What
So
do you want
guys-
us to talk about?
Yeah. We'll do it.
IBS, mishaps with long johns.
Anything. The world's your oyster. The world's
Talk
an
more
oyster.
about Pete's glaring pop culture blind spots.
Oh my God.
Not even blind spots. It's just everything, and then you have some C spots.
My bird box.
Your bird box. Yeah, your bird box. In the meantime, I'll go
Credits.
back and
Are they rolling?
in the meantime,
Right,
I'll go
that's
back
what
and
I
start tallying up the movies that you've actually seen that we can actually.
All right, that'll be a really, really.
It'll be riveting.
fun- yeah,
Almost as
super
good as the
riveting.
long johns. See you next
All right,
week.
everyone.